Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a short video for you guys just walking you through some of my putting warm-ups and also some putting tips that I've come across over the past couple of years. I'm also going to mention that I'm extremely scruffy because I am in a musical at the end of the month and they've asked me to grow my hair out, so nothing I can do. Sorry for the scruff. I would like to start this video by sharing that this is all my opinion, and a lot of the things that I'm sharing with you today are also things that have been shared by others. So if there's one thing to take away from any putting tips video is that putting is your game. You need to find things that you're comfortable with that make your putting game as most consistent as possible. When you have consistency, it's easier to make slight adjustments to your game to make you as accurate and precise when you're on the green. I've actually jumped from distance driving tips down to the putting green because I feel like as a beginner, which I would consider myself 2 years in to still be a beginner, that are the primary focus points for most players trying to get better quickly. How far can I throw the disc and how well can I putt? So to start off, I'd like to walk you guys through what I first do when I arrive on the course. I usually carry 4 putters with me, but only 2 of the putting putters make it with me onto the course. Right now, I'm kind of switching between Challenger OSs and Challengers, just based on what I'm feeling at any given day. So when I first arrive at the practice basket, I'm just trying to find something I could do to get my blood flowing, do some jumping jacks or, run around in circles, whatever you may do to get your blood flowing. And then I line myself up at 15 feet and just hit a handful of sets of 15-footers. Just watching the disc enter the chains at the very beginning is enough confidence booster to give you enough edge on your game even outside of 15 feet. That being said, once my blood is warm, I will dial back my putt to the essentials. Whatever your putt may be, boil down the 3 most essential aspects about the putt: your balance, your drawback point, and your release point. Because really, the putt is essentially that. All you need to do is move the disc from a beginning to an end, releasing it and maintaining your balance until the disc hits the chains. So it's at this moment I would actually like to introduce my first putting tip. Practice putting like a flamingo. Now the reason I say that is inside of circle you need to maintain balance. If you were to be able to convert all of your energy into the strongest putt you can, that will result in you being over your lead foot perfectly balanced. So here at this point, I should be able to only add power to my putt. If I can get this online from the flamingo position, then any other stance that I have, if I have an inline or a straddle, whatever that may be, and kinetic energy that I generate from the back foot popping up gets put into the disc. I also find that the flamingo stance helps me eliminate what issues might be occurring from my lower body and focus on just the upper body and the drawback point and release. That being said, I like to line myself up at the 15-foot mark like I had just finished putting at, and I like to focus on my pinch. I like to focus on my grip on the disc, and then also where I pull the disc back to into my body and where I release it at. And my release point should always be at the point at which I'm aiming on the basket. I like to spend a decent amount of time at this step because this is my calibration. If something is off in these 3 points, my putting is gone for the day. So after I'm calibrated, I'll move to the back edge of the circle, which for me, I just take 10 steps away from the basket, which will put me right about 32 feet. And I practice the same exact draw and release, maintaining my balance. The next thing I move on to is my straddle putt. Difference that I do here is then I actually take 1 step back from each point. So 5 steps for 15 feet for the first set. Then I'll take a step back for each additional set all the way until the back edge of the circle, which would be 10 steps for me. And next, if straddle is not your normal putting style, then move on to your normal putting stance. For me, that's a slight straddle. I keep my front foot and back foot in line with each other. And then I repeat the same thing I did with the straddle putt. I'll start at 15 feet and then I'll move 1 step back all the way until 10 steps until I'm at 32 feet. And actually that leads me right into my tip number 2. I actually got this tip from Justin Rozak, who probably got it from another professional, who probably got it from another professional. I've also heard it came from Paul Ulibarri. The focus of my grip is between my middle finger and my thumb. This is a recent change for me, and I found it's actually improved my putting game dramatically. So whatever your putting grip may be, whether it's the fan grip with your pointer finger underneath, that's kind of what I do, or you have your finger on the edge of the putter. Regardless, find your normal putting grip, and then I like to remove all the fingers on the disc until I have that grip in place. So I keep my thumb and middle finger right on top of each other on the disc, and this is actually how I'm gripping the disc for my calibration step. And while I'm doing this, I'm over-exaggerating the sensation that I have when I pull the disc in and when I release it. I need to feel that contact between the last 2 points of contact, which would be my pointer finger and thumb. They create the spin and the pop that propels the disc forward. And that being said, the index finger is just there to control your nose angle. So in the putt, I have my pointer finger up high if I want a lower nose angle, or I have it curled underneath even more if I want a higher nose angle. I've heard a few pros also say this before, is that once you get to a certain point in your putting, it's all autonomous, and you line up your putt, get the familiar sensation of what it feels like to make a putt, and then it just happens. In the meantime, while us mere humans are still trying to refine that putt and get perfection, we have to find an aiming point. I found that one of my hardest dry spells to break was because I was not selecting a singular point to putt to. When you look at the basket in its entirety, it's a huge target. It's pretty easy to hit. But if that's all you're aiming for is just to hit basket, how would you expect to hit the 30% area that you need to actually make a putt? So as I'll quote from my favorite movie, The Patriot, aim small, miss small. If I find the singular chain in the basket that I know, if I'm within a few inches of that chain, I know I'm gonna nail it, how can that not improve my putting? So also, when you're warming up your putts, you need to be refining this mental note every single time you attempt to putt. Well, there you have it, guys. That's all I've got for you. Thank you so very much for watching. Now, please do me a favor, go down, subscribe, like the video, comment what tip you found helpful, or if you've got a tip to share with me. I'm always looking to improve my game. Thanks once again, and I'll see you guys on a fairway soon. See ya.